Hello everyone, my name is Og, and today I will be giving a video tutorial on how to use TROVE. TROVE is a line in OS Grid, stands for Teaching Radio in a Virtual Environment. It is an area which contains a few interactable facilities and equipment which will demonstrate how radio signals behave. To get to TROVE, you will need an OS Grid account. I have another tutorial video on how to register with OS Grid and install a viewer in one of the links in the description section. So let's start by logging into OS Grid using a viewer. The current viewer I'm using is Firestorm 4.4.2. Once you're logged in, you might not have arrived on TROVE. To get there, click on the map here, search for TROVE, click Find, then click Teleport. You can also set TROVE as your home location, so every time you logged in to OS Grid, you will arrive here. To do that, click World, then click Set Home to here. Every time you arrive on TROVE, you will see a road sign. This road sign is practically a teleport point. You can click on one of the names on the road sign to teleport to that place. Today, I will be giving demonstrations on how to use 4 different equipments, which are 1. Ray tracer in the space station, 2. Ray tracer in the Discovery Center, 3. Radio frequency board, and 4. Web simulation boards. Let's start with the ray tracer in the space station. First, we need to teleport there by clicking the space station on the road sign. To start the ray tracer simulation, you will need to press the red start button. The expanding ball represents the radio signal traveling through space in all directions. The changes in color represent the change of the signal strength. There are also information about the changes in intensity, path loss, and the received power of the transmission showing above the expanding ball. You can stop the signal expanding by pressing the stop button and press play to resume. To restart, press the big red start button again. You can also see the current setting of this ray tracer simulation by clicking on this board. Just a quick note here is that once you click on the board, you will not be able to move because you are using the full screen mode of that interface. You will need to press Escape ESC to exit the full screen mode. You can also set this variable by scrolling the interface down and set the required value in these boxes. Unfortunately, you cannot use the scroll wheel on your mouse, but you will need to drag the bar down. After you finish setting the value, just press Set Variables. You can also get out of this space station by clicking on the red door. But make sure that you are flying, otherwise you would drop down to Earth. To fly, just simply hold down the page up button. To stop flying, hold down the page down button. Now we will teleport to the Discovery Center to demonstrate the rest of the equipment. The second equipment I will be demonstrating today is ray tracer in the Discovery Center. First, let's point out where the transmitter and the receiver are. The transmitter is this router, and the receiver is this computer. All the interactions with the ray tracer in the Discovery Center is done using the ray tracer controller. There may be a software bug which is stopping you from clicking the ray tracer controller. To fix this bug, just simply click on this radio frequency board, then press ESC or Escape, then again click this ray tracer controller. To start a ray tracer simulation, you will need to select a ray tracer model. You can choose a ray tracer model from the existing model list, or you can create a new one. There are 2 options when creating a new ray tracer model, which are 0 to 1 reflections and 0 to 5 reflections. You can also set all the variables for the new model that you want to generate, but I would suggest you to leave all the left-hand settings as their default value. On the right-hand side, you have max distance. The bigger the distance, the more number of results you will be getting, but the longer it will take. Let's choose one ray tracer model from the existed models. I'll pick 0 to 5, 30 meters. So now you will have the drawing ray tracer model panel showing on your right hand side. The first section is the model name currently selected. The second section is the number of reflections which you will need to select. The maximum number of reflections is 5, but this model only contains 0 to 4 because it didn't find any 5 reflections. I'm going to demonstrate line of sight, which is 0 reflection, 1 reflection, and 4 reflections. So let's try line of sight. After you click it, you should see a line of sight from the transmitter to the receiver. You can also click on the ray to see the current strength of that point in decibel watt. Now let's try 4 reflections. Now let's try 1 reflection. For this 1 reflection, you can see that there are more than 1 result, and in this case there are 8 results. You can click next to select the next result. Let's click another next. Oh, this result is quite similar to the last one. Let's try the next one. There you go, a different one. You can also delete all rays by clicking the delete all rays button. Now we move on to the third equipment, which is radio frequency board. To start, click one of the color boxes below the board, and some information about that frequency range will be displayed on the board. You can click these numbers here to change the slide, or wait about 20 seconds for the slide to change itself. And lastly, we move on to the last equipment, which is wave simulation boards. There are 3 boards in total, and each of them simulate how electromagnetic signals behave in different circumstances. I have nothing to talk about these boards because it is for you to go and play around with them. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you for listening.